least get an early lead with it, show that there was some promise with the champion still in the solo lanes, paired with the Varus will have plenty of engage. And I want to touch on CLG and why I think they're going to benefit from Damonte. They really struggled with meta picks. Before this change happened, it felt like CLG just had no grasp on the strongest champions on the patch. They really were not able to play a lot of Viego, not a lot of Lucian, not a lot of Nocturne. They had to go with their own style, the Bongo, but those were just not champions that anybody would contest. And so now, I feel like because Damonte had to have some time in solo, you had to practice what was really good for the patch, he will be able to play what is most relevant to the matchup right now, and so that should be a strength. If the Lucian goes into the mid lane, that's something that CLG had played before with Pobelter, but I think that Damonte would be able to also execute on it and deliver those roams that a Lucian can actually still apply. Level 6, you use that priority and then you just call people down from half a lane away.
Instead it will be Nautilus, and actually the Lucian might get given away. In fact, Team Liquid will take the opportunity to steal that one.
So they felt like they needed the pairing to justify the Ziggs before locking in the Lucian. So now Damonte will have a tough matchup though. Part of the struggle that he had before he left the LCS was that against some strong laners like Perkz, when they got their hands on champions like the Lucian, like the LeBlanc, it was really tough for him because his strength is not laning, it's team fighting, it's leaving that matchup. So TL is saying, we're just gonna beat you before you can even execute on it, and if you try to leave lane, we're gonna take all your plates and we're gonna snowball from a very fat AD carry.
Right, and Jensen doesn't quite play the way he used to play, right, where he's only looking to dominate his lane and like outplay 1v1 and solo kill you as many times as possible. But he's not a particularly merciful player either.
Yeah.
And if he thinks Damonte's maybe a bit rusty, right, has not been in the LCS or split long, Jensen's going to punish you, especially on something like Lucian.
I love that. I love when players attack the newcomers on the team because it should be a point of weakness that hasn't developed the synergies with the rest of the squad, especially the jungler. It's unrealistic to expect that Broxah and Damonte will be able to play miraculously a really strong 2v2, but at the same time, Jensen and Armao haven't been the strongest 2v2 either. These two haven't really been playing around each other. It's not Santorin and Armao, it's not Santorin and Jensen rather, and Armao has had a few flops that have been very costly for Team Liquid in the earlier weeks. I think with the Diana though, and a Lucian in the mid, you have all the prio to make all the moves you've got in the world. So a big responsibility falls on his shoulders with what Team Liquid's already drafted.
It's funny, it's like the same problem, right? It's like you change the player in that duo and then now they're adjusting to building up synergies together. So had a bit more time, obviously, as Gwen Rise banned by TL in Phase 2. Leaves them Leona here after Braum was banned alongside Gangplank there for CLG to round out the bans here in this draft. So Varus, Leona, very solid bottom lane. I feel like Leona has been a pretty popular go-to support these days. I guess maybe when Nautilus isn't available, people like playing this because Nautilus still seems to be the highest priority support. But how are we going to finish it? It's very likely to be Ziggs bottom lane for WildTurtle, so there's Sylas for probably Damonte.
Ooh, though. I mean, you really are trying to skirmish because you are going to lose lane here. This is not going to be an easy lane against the Lucian. He's going to get pushed relentlessly, going to fall down in CS. So CLG need to play to this lane. Normally, they're okay with leaving mid lane to farm on its own. You might even see a Renekton if they want to. They can always flex this around, right? They could put the Sylas in the top lane if they really want. So TL just has the option of giving Alphari whatever champion he wants that will win both matchups. And Alphari, the best laning top laner in the league, with counter pick, with prio in the mid lane, and the jungler that can assist in dives is a really scary combination.
Yeah, and like you said, can play anything he wants here, can play ADs, can play whatever. Played Mundo already since his return, but is going to be Jayce for this game here in topside. So definitely looking to dominate the solo lanes here.
I don't want to see more Alphari Mundo personally. I want to see him on picks that abuse his skill, that allow him to really build an advantage on his own, that don't need some setup, that can make him be a sole playmaker. And here, with this composition, you've got a lot of ranged poke. You've got a tremendous amount of long distance damage that should be able to keep CLG at bay, and that's going to be exciting to watch because CLG, that has loved to be playing engaged compositions, doesn't really have 5 members that want to tower dive so quickly. It's not as easy as it has been with the Vise, with the sets. It's going to be harder to execute, so the way they set up the fights against the range of TL will be incredibly important for their success.
All right, well, it is as expected. Sylas mid, Viego jungle, and Ziggs in the bottom lane there alongside the Nautilus. And they're just taking their time chatting before they made the swaps. I believe this is Broxah's first
Second.
Second jungle Viego. Okay. Because that's the other thing about Broxah is like, I feel like when the meta is champions he enjoys playing, he's good at, he's like many players like much better, right? Whereas Broxah, I think, has struggled to always adapt to the meta picks, which is why something like Vi actually looked really good for CLG and for Broxah, because it was a champion he knew that no one else was playing that they could find success with. So it's nice to see him play something like Viego here, but you always wonder, like, is this like a Lee Sin style meta and you're back on Lee Sin, or is it a Viego meta and you're still trying to figure out how to play Viego with this team?
And I wonder, is it a really good Viego, right? Is the Viego actually going to live up to the standard that we're used to seeing Viegos around the world? Because the champion is not particularly easy. In a sense, you actually do have to play all the champions that you're going to possess. So you do have to be very familiar. And if a jungler just doesn't have that in his kit, it's not going to look as dominant as we have seen this pick before. But we're going to get a beautiful bird's eye view zoning away. I'm really liking this cinematic.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there. So we are going to get out onto the Rift. And as you said, looks to be a struggle for the mid lane there. I mean, as we predicted, Damonte is the kind of player that does want to just kind of push and roam, and that's basically your only plan in this lane. And mostly it's get pushed in and then roam, not push and then roam.
Yeah, getting pushed in doesn't feel good when you're trying to leave your lane, right? It's exactly the game plan against all these roaming type champions. Oh, Smoothie, you're about to die.
Uh-oh. Ken pins it in here. 1v4, CoreJJ looking for the stun, doesn't find it. And Smoothie actually going to escape.
Too slow on the flash from CoreJJ, but a really good hook from Smoothie gets him out. So at the end of the day, it ends up just being a trade of flashes for the support. So nothing lost for CLG here, and TL will have to go back to their side of the map. They will know, though, where the junglers start, so it shouldn't be a big problem. If anything, now it presents options for both junglers to path towards the bot side and look to punish the members that don't have flash.
All right, well, as we get started, as a reminder, if you do have some weekend errands to run, then listen instead of watching. League Day is where you want to be there. LeagueDay.gg, if my memory serves correctly, is Broxah getting things going here. Red into Raptors, a classic for any jungler.
Sometimes even if I have errands, I'm still watching. I'm just doing my errands a bit worse.
You have both. You could have the audio and the visuals on. Get maximum LCS coverage. Get all 5 pro views going.
Yeah.
Call up a friend, get his opinion on the game,
extra monitors.
Have Twitter open.
That is true. You actually can enjoy the full experience, just how you can have the full experience of bot lane here with Tactical and WildTurtle.
Yeah, I might have to start watching these because kind of see what's up with all these Ziggs action in the bottom lane. See how Turtle navigates there up against Tactical and a CoreJJ. Alphari, they're off to the races here in the 1v1. And Finn, as expected, is not having a particularly fun time, but he's Renekton. I imagine he's going to be A-okay unless disaster strikes, which usually means the enemy jungler has come to your lane, not that you've made a big oopsie in the 1v1 itself.
Disaster strikes for every laner ever as the jungler shows up, but it's a big wave. Oh, Finn's going to get hurt for this one.
Disaster has struck. Crumbz, Alphari's trying to hold this wave as best he can. Is eventually going to push him, but Finn wanted to do a little bit of trading. Does get slightly punished, but now the dive is coming. This wave is very stacked up. Finn level 2, Broxah here though reinforcing at level 3. TP coming in, CLG playing it well, but the first blood looks inevitable. And indeed it will be scooped up by Jensen as Damonte is too late to this party. Alphari is going to flash away and TL walk away with the kill.
Great move out of TL. They knew they had mid priority. They pathed from bottom to the top side, invading Broxah, knowing exactly where their strength lied. And already they're using what they got in the draft to gain advantages. Just last week, they really struggled with making plays around the top side. They lost quite a few games for mistakes in this area. At the same time, they messed up a lot in the Rift Herald, but they have shown that they learn quickly. And so here they go again, just trying to instantly punish where they had an advantage. And it's that earlier trade that Finn took that got him low enough that allows Team Liquid to go for this dive. So that early advantage that they thought they were getting by slowing that minion wave down ends up setting him up to die in the next turn.
Such a great run by Jensen as well. Saves his TP, whereas Damonte had to commit that, unfortunately for him.
Yeah.
So now his ability to get out of his lane and influence the side lane is even lower for the next 5 minutes.
Now the lane actually, even if he doesn't want to go and leave his lane, it gets worse because Jensen can always use his TP to then get back to the lane, still regain prio whenever he wants, and then attack somewhere else. So already Team Liquid's off to a good start there. It's a 1,000 gold lead. You wouldn't have guessed it off of a single play, but the farm is going everywhere. Every lane is winning.
All right, well, Turtle getting the lane pushed in. Tactical without CoreJJ at the moment. Gonna have to just kind of hang out under the tower and hopefully not eat too many Ziggs bombs. Gonna put the dancing shoes on to dodge those. Finn once again in battle with Alphari, but Alphari with an experienced lead as well as the CS lead that is already built up after getting the assist gold. So that's going to spiral pretty rapidly out of control. Oh, look, they're at it again.
And they dodged the ward, and there's no help coming. There's no help coming. A hugely stacked wave. Oh, goodbye, Finn.
So well played here. No flash, no hope, it looks like here for Finn. No TPs to save today. It's just going to be an easy kill. It's Jensen once again that takes it.
TL is just relentless here, and they're asking CLG, what are you going to do about it? What are you doing to answer these plays? Nothing. Nothing else is happening for CLG. There's a reset on the supports. Diana's catching the mid wave, and Varus is under the tower bottom, so they can trade some farm for tactical and deliver more gold to their main man, Alphari.
And I like, you know, the potential style change here for Jayce. Like, I don't need to win my lane. Alphari, you win your lane, then I'll come and collect the gold that you've set up for me so nicely.
And this is what worked for them in spring, just helping Alphari out, just setting him up to succeed. It's still Jensen with a lot of gold because he's gotten both of these kills, but you now see that the top side of Team Liquid is just so strong. If CLG tries to contest this, they're going to lose some more, but the action just never stops. This Renekton is not going to hit 6 anytime soon, and CoreJJ is just lying in the brush, just waiting for him.
He's at it again, Crumbz. I can't believe CoreJJ is going to get away with this. Now maybe Finn's like, surely no one else. Oh, there he is! CoreJJ zooming on in. Finn does get the dice away, so it's going to be all right this time, but the commitment to just beating this poor Renekton in the lane as CLG are reinforcing 3v3 now on the cards. Smoothie flashing in, finds a hook on Alphari, but now the TP's in from TL. Ulti out of Diana, it's an absolute disaster as Alphari's taken down Finn, and Jensen's looking for one more. Tries to call Broxah, who flashes the wall, and Team Liquid going to make it 4 straight kills in the top side.
You know, this is a lesson that gets taught for every player that ever wants to learn how to be better at League of Legends. It's you play to your strong side. You don't play to the enemy's strong side. CLG tried to answer against the gold lead that we just saw was in every member of Team Liquid. They were fighting against the current, and so Team Liquid having more numbers advantage. A level 6 on the Diana has no problem wiping the floor with them. A great counter from Armao is what sets this up. So initially it looks like CoreJJ is going too early. I don't know if this is a big brain play out of him, but the rest of CLG is thinking, aha, we got them corralled. There's no flashes up here. We can go after Alphari, but a level 6 Diana right now is just something CLG is not prepared to handle.
All according to plan for Armao as Jensen actually commits to teleport this time, thinking he's going to get kill number 3, but unfortunately only gets Broxah's flash to get an assist out of the deal, though, to his credit. As a result, Damonte is actually caught up in XP. He's leading the charge on that front right now, but not going to last too much longer. Jensen has blue buff as well, as Ziggs is going to ult this wave. And even the tactical was, you know, left in a tricky spot with Cole roaming. He's evened up any CS discrepancy that was there as well with Smoothie kind of counter roaming to the top side. So it's even in the spot where CLG were pushing and everything else is on fire.
Yeah, just like Finn described the problems here. Everywhere else is on fire. When you plug one hole, the next one shows up. Sometimes it feels like you're just bucketing water and your ship is underground in a lot of these situations, or underwater rather.
Underground,
right?
That's really doomed.
Right. Yeah, you're under the ground and you're drowning at the same time. So CLG have a lot to work on here, and it's not going to get any easier for them because the itemization for Team Liquid is about to be completed, and once these mythics happen, there's just not going to be an opportunity to fight back. So Team Liquid can continue to put the gas on the pedal. They can get this Rift Herald and just get even more gold, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just give this one over to Alphari again. Just get all the gold on.
Oh, Tactical looking to make a solo play. Here's one more there. Auto's down. There's the heal for a little bit extra speed. The Q is good, and Tactical's going to solo kill Turtle.
This is just the AD carry's paradise. You can be flashing on each other. You have 1v1 the whole time because the rest of the team is making a 4-man play and there is no answer. CLG, what are you going to do against this play? You could maybe be in the bottom trying to punish Tactical, especially now that he doesn't have flash, but there's just no chance of taking a 4v4 in this top side. They need to do something else.
Broxah here finds Core. Core on the level 5 gets over the top of the blast cone. Alphari may be in a bit of trouble in a 3v4 right now, but now he's going to try and make his way out. Flashes after that Q. And there's a slow out of the stolen Leona ulti, but Damonte now going to get re-engaged on Armao. Finds the ulti, gets 2. Damage back there as the shock blast isn't quite accelerated enough, but the culling maybe going to make the difference. CoreJJ leaping back in. He will sacrifice himself for the greater good of Jensen's kills, but CLG is somehow sneaking away.
It was so close. They actually did catch Core by himself, but it's the same problem that Team Liquid's topside is just way too strong, so they can't kill Leona quickly enough. And by the time everybody collapses, they just have way too much damage. They are lucky they got out of that one alive. Let's take a look at somebody's pro view here.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty tactical. Let's see how this play ends up starting because it looks pretty sick. The only opportunity that WildTurtle had here was actually having to flash one of the arrows or the ultimate. There was just no way out beyond that.
Really nicely done there for Tactical. Gonna get himself the gold lead in that lane thanks to the kill gold he's received. I mean, Turtle's doing fine, right? His Ziggs actually looks pretty good in the laning phase, but unfortunately this game, again, has not been about this side of the map on either side. It is all TL, all top side right now, as they are very far ahead in gold. What's that, 3,500 at 10 minutes?
Yeah, and itemization elves are already completed. Mythic and the Rocket Belt already on Armao and Jensen. Armao has been crucial in answering these fights back, and the mobility that he'll now have means that there's a smaller chance that Team Liquid actually gets caught without having backup, and here's Smoothie getting caught.
CoreJJ gets in, finds the Q, followed up by Tactical's Q, as he does get the poke down, strips the Aftershock off the Nautilus, but no need to go in without enough vision.
So Tactical had Chains of Corruption, but they didn't have Diana there and they didn't have any vision. And you know they like to play to their strong side this game, so they figure this is not worth it. We're really not going to get anything of killing Smoothie here except maybe the Dragon Solo, and we are not strong on this side of the map. Let's just play to what we know gives us the best odds, and we'll let Smoothie go.
Yeah, happily just let Armao take this Dragon instead. No need to peel off, can just kind of push them in, and Tactical can keep his farm up. So Team Liquid kind of looks like they're transferring all their advantage from the top side into this bottom half of the map, potentially. I do see assist pings in the top side for TL. I wonder if Alphari is perhaps concerned about something happening there with Finn trying to play catch-up, but he is still 40 CS behind. Mid lane also not as bad in the CS department, but obviously the overall gold is a tragedy with Gale Force already done for Jensen.
I'm looking at the stat that was brought up on the desk, how Pobelter has not left the lane a lot for CLG. Well, Damonte has now left lane, and this is, I think, entirely different reasons. Everywhere else is on fire. You just don't have any business leaving this matchup, and now you're going to get cold to death.
The calling so nicely placed. Good little dash there to maximize the bullet travel time. And Jensen does pick up the kill in effectively a 1v1, although Armao is reinforcing with the Rift Herald, which gives a bevy of plate gold over to the two Team Liquid people in mid.
This is quickly turning into a massacre, Pastry. Team Liquid, if you watched Squad, showed a ton of confidence. I mean, when Alphari is talking about him rejoining the team, he seems on a one-track mind of just, I'm here to win. That's it. There's nothing else on my mind except winning the championship, going to Worlds. There's nothing else on this man's mind right now, and the gameplay is showing it. The team's playing around it, and this is what we need to see out of this squad. The one thing that Team Liquid needs to overcome, though, is that they can do this to almost any of our bottom teams, but they have really struggled to take down the top dogs. So a win here is something that we can expect out of them, and it should just be a warm-up for their bigger challenges.
Yes, definitely good confidence builder so far here. We'll see how CLG can weather the incoming storm as they are falling further and further behind in gold. It's now 5k up there for Team Liquid. Alphari is looking like he's maybe about to solo kill Finn. Damonte here, though, so that's going to reinforce the dive. Alphari, though, stripping almost all the plates off. He's going to get further and further ahead, and Damonte just doesn't have enough time. In fact, he's maybe caught in transition. His CoreJJ is alongside Armao, but it looks like he's A-okay for now.
That little excursion is going to cost him mid-turret.
Yep.
Tried to make a play, and now Team Liquid gets to take the mid lane turret and now transition to the top side, steal the blue buff, and take the tier 1 into the top side. So CLG just have nothing against Team Liquid right now, and it's not looking any better, Pastry, because these champions do fall off.
Oh boy, it's the catering company, Crumbz. 10 full plates.
Ooh.
Alphari looking to make it happen. Oh, 1 second too late. Jensen got all 5 in mid, though, and Alphari with 4 in the top side is still a very good deal for the Team Liquid early game.
Alphari's a big guy. He needs a lot of food.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's, what, 6'5"?
I'd like 8+. He's so tall.
We got a lot of big boys in these. I guess I can bring myself to say that.
We're refocusing now, as the next dragon is actually not up. It's both teams just poking around mid. Again, CLG losing that bastion of protection in mid lane. Makes things tricky. Tactical with a flash. Gonna ulti out Smoothie. Good flash there from Smoothie. Actually, Turtle with the Dunkaroonie, but he doesn't find it. And now the rest of them go over the top. It's the Ziggs ulti that will claim it, but Alphari looking to maybe be the difference maker here. Damonte getting shredded. It's Alphari that takes down Broxah. Damonte drops almost right behind him, and Turtle now looking to be the next victim of Jensen's ulti. Nice cancel there with the satchel. Prevents him from getting cold, but it's a 2-for-1 trade still in favor of Team Liquid.
You don't get to commit 3 flashes against Tactical and have Team Liquid just stand there and watch you do it. They are going to send everybody to avenge him, and they do that. CLG get a single play. They get a single kill. They finally get something on the board, but the advantage that Team Liquid gets out of it is just preposterous. Still an objective lead, and Finn can't stay in the top side to try to take that turret. That turret has so much health. This is the first time a wave is crashing into it. It's been getting shoved all game long, so CLG burn everything for a single kill and still come out behind in kills, in objectives, in farm and XP.
I mean, you do have to trade when you're down in gold because you need gold.
It's a bad trade.
It is definitely a bad trade, Dildos. We'll watch this one again.
Great flash there out of Smoothie. That was sick. And then everybody here, though, I mean, 2 extra flashes, and now they're stuck in the base, right? They don't have a way to really dash out of this one.
Yeah, and this said rightly punished here by Team Liquid. Jensen, unfortunately, doesn't get this kill from a nicely placed satchel out of Turtle, knocking him back and canceling that channel. But Team Liquid still very, very far ahead. In fact, they're approaching 10K ahead. Not there yet, but we're in the 8-9+ region, and the game's not even 20 minutes through.
But we can't quantify the mental lead that they've got. It's, you see it in the gold, and you can infer it, but Team Liquid is just dominating this game. That is a single play that CLG have made. Every single piece of action has been entirely on TL's hands, and CLG now just has to relegate themselves to sitting in a control ward and hoping that they catch TL face-checking into them.
I would run away from CoreJJ in that spot. I don't have any other vision. CoreJJ is running at me as a level 7 Leona. I assume the rest of the team is there, and you'd probably be correct, as Team Liquid are looking to split both mid and bottom lane right now. Alphari is just completely dominating the side lane.
And you know, one thing I have enjoyed about Team Liquid with Alphari and CoreJJ is that they put out the videos of these voice comms, and these two are so vocal. CoreJJ in particular, I mean, this man is micromanaging everyone.
Look at him! He's poking behind the tower!
Menacingly, just standing there.
There's no bad angles with CoreJJ. He's the perfect at geometry. Team Liquid, again, still shoving here. 2 different lanes. Jensen looking to finish off this mid tower, playing so close to it because he knows that CLG just can't really do anything.
And they're not doing anything. So they definitely are stuck in that bind right now. Just more turrets going down. You got to group up and try something. I mean, they had a member that doesn't have flash. You can actually try to go after Tactical and commit a few members, but just standing there and dying is not a way to win this game. CLG does have a Ziggs to stall out, but the game has changed. There's just too many poke tools that TL has that actually outrange Ziggs. He's not going to be able to defend the turret by himself that way.
All right, well, second dragon goes to Team Liquid. It will be an Ocean Soul for this game if we even get to that point, given the pace we are on. Crumbz, it doesn't feel like Team Liquid are going to need it, and they are about 600 gold away from cracking that 10K lead in under 20 minutes.
They could get a Herald and give us a Dancing Herald here.
Ooh.
Right? That's the kind of game we're at right now. Shelly is...
Has she ever danced on an LCS Nexus, Crumbz?
She has. She has. Not this split. Not this split. But she has danced. That's when we first learned it. Right. It had to happen here.
All right. Well, perhaps we could add another one. So I assume a pretty rare event.
Yes.
Thankfully, with CLG, they do have a kill. So not going to get perfected here. But Armao is finishing off this Herald that you mentioned, that they're perhaps looking to aim at the enemy Nexus.
I like how you phrase that. You don't get perfect game. You get perfected.
It's like a fighting game, but there's none of the...
There's no fighting on
That's true.
CLG right now. Okay.
It's training mode.
Maybe trying to catch Jensen. He can Gale Force and dash out. Oh, didn't actually catch Broxah. Oh, this is it.
There's the face check. Jensen gonna get stunned up and killed. Team Liquid will finally lose their second. Shutdown gold given over to Finn is a good place to get it. But again, it is a long mountain to climb for CLG. But hey, that's the kind of play you have to make.
Okay, I like that they're trying something, right? That was the only opportunity you're actually going to be catching somebody out. Just lying in wait. You got to set up a trap. You got to go out there. It's a life or death situation. You're starving. You're in the wild. there's no food around. You got to learn how to make a makeshift trap and catch whatever animals are out there. And it turns out that you caught a Jensen there by setting up a Viego trap.
Yeah, nice little juke there from Broxah, actually, to prevent the Lucian W from hitting him. So did give him kind of the extra boost he needed to coax Jensen towards the brush slightly further. But again, it is just little things here that CLG need to keep building on if they're going to try and overcome the lead that Team Liquid have already built. We're not quite going to be 10k over at under 20 minutes, but going to be close enough for Team Liquid as Baron is now going to be spawning. And this is definitely something Team Liquid can think about. Not that they want to take it necessarily, though they'll take it if CLG don't challenge them, but they'll be happy to take just about any fight that CLG offers.
Yeah, that'll be the point of the Baron here. If they could just get CLG to leave the base, take a fight, because Baron with a Helder that is still active won't be something that they'll be able to defend against. But thus far, though, they are setting up a 4-1 with Jensen in the bot side, and they do need Varus and Diana to be inside the pit and with vision plenty cleared before they can actually attempt this. So they'll first clear out the waves, clear out the camps before even attempting to go for this, because they haven't cleared out the vision either. So there's a lot that CLG will know before Team Liquid even moves to the Baron.
Well, nice little emote there from Damonte. Does at least take the Crumbz away from Armao that he was attempting to counter jungle. But again, CLG just going to at the mercy of Team Liquid's play here. Armao finally going to pop that second Herald and look to break this tier 2 in top lane. Jensen's also rejoined in the mid lane, so he's a little bit closer to joining the team. One more hit needed. Shelly might do it herself. Smack. There we go.
And that will now push CLG even further into their side of the map, pretty much keeping them inside the base now. So the way to walk into the Baron is going to be so much longer. Double control ward. They only see the one in the pit and this one in the control. So they know at least now that Team Liquid is setting up a trap, so they don't have to worry.
Alphari?
Yeah, he didn't see that.
Still there. There's another one. Finn pops it in the brush. Now they get the vision. They know they're not on the Baron right now, but that might not last too much longer. Once again, you see CoreJJ, you run away because you know the rest of the team is there. And Team Liquid just continue to take the vision and walk back towards the Baron pit.
Whoever placed that ward is the hero of CLG, but it has now died, and they just used their Scryer's Bloom, so they need to walk in here. They're going to be too late. They just saw it now, though. Still too late, though.
Second Scryer's Bloom, they'll see it, but again, Team Liquid are going to commit to the Baron. Not enough damage done just yet. Looking for the fight. CoreJJ finds Smoothie. Calling is out, but Smoothie with a very quick flash to get away. Now Damonte steals the Leona ultimate. Ziggs again with the damage, gets the ulti down, but not quite enough damage there, actually. I think Core has a locket, which is why no one took any damage.
So they still had another Scryer's Bloom on CLG, which was that allowed them to see that Team Liquid was starting it. So luckily for them, they switched to that one. I like that move when you're far behind. You just need to see visions safely, and now they're setting up a trap on the red side. Because Dragon is coming up, will they catch Alphari or Armao?
It's a nice little check there, actually, with the Diana Q. Again, CoreJJ once again leading the charge. He's happy to absorb the engage. Oh, Armao now looking for Damonte. Damonte going to be forced to flash away. That Proto Belt did so much damage as Team Liquid don't want to give CLG anything here.
They just have to walk at them, and they know CLG just can't stand up to them, so they will have to concede this. They've already used their resources all the way from the Baron attempt defense. They're still running away from that one, so they'll just take this knee right now and then go back to Baron and setting up vision there, because they're still 10,000 gold behind. The itemization disadvantage is brutal. It's 2 items to every member on TL, whereas CLG is just barely now finishing their first.
Yeah, as a reminder, it is 23 minutes into this game. That is very early in most League of Legends games. So Team Liquid definitely not in a rush. And they're typically, as a team, you know, not a kind of team that's in a rush, right? They're very clinical. They often play the map, you know, very disciplined. It's one of the most impressive things to me from them as a team is even when they were changing parts around, you could see the same level of, like, understanding and macro and, like, kind of drilling of all those different game fundamentals built in as Alphari gets a kill because, unfortunately, Smoothie was wandering through his own jungle, which, as we know, is not his own jungle.
Doesn't belong to him.
Nope.
It's been repossessed.
Go back to the fountain. Yep, that belongs to you right now.
Well, this is now going to be a free Baron. CLG is now on the bot side. They are attempting to catch... Wait a minute. Go back to the Baron. There you go. They're attempting to catch Jensen, who's in the bot side. They feel like this is the only play, but without flash on Damonte and without any vision on Jensen until now, they're just not in a position to even go for it. Maybe a miracle steal from Ziggs will be their only hope if they try to steal this.
And the tankless 3-man Baron is quite a thing there. Core's actually a little low. Baron getting angry, but the smite does happen. Core peels off. And Team Liquid do get the Baron. Now bottom side, Jensen's actually 1v1ing Damonte, but it's not a 1v1 for much longer. 2 people popping out of the teleport as Finn's going to take out Jensen.
It's another kill onto Jensen in the side lanes. It's the only thing that has been working for CLG, but maybe a little bit too late. Alphari can continue to shove in. This could be an opportunity to go on him. He's by himself, though, but CLG doesn't quite know it yet because they don't have any vision. Everything had been cleared out from TL prior, so Alphari just standing there is too worrying for them because they don't know, hey, is CoreJJ lying behind him? Is Armao just going to pop up again like he's always done in the top side? They're still mentally scarred from the earlier action in the top lane, which was what got them in this pickle in the first place.
All right, well, Jensen will be back up in 7 seconds, ready to TP in if Team Liquid do want to play this Red Bull Baron buff nice and quickly, which you have to think they do want to. But it looks like they're trying to sync up the waves right now, so Alphari is currently on the top side. Team Liquid have 3 here in mid, and Jensen is going to walk his way down and get the wave started there in the bottom side. So Team Liquid looking to maximize the amount of damage they can do with this Baron buff.
And they're syncing up the waves. I mean, not perfectly stacked, but at the very least, WildTurtle won't be able to defend both. So they could get some good damage onto the mid lane turret right now if you could just walk up and auto-attack it. But CLG have 3 members, and the miss from Broxah is just too scary. You don't want to get flash stunned.
Yeah, Tactical just playing it safe here next to his cannon creep. Now they push in there as Alphari's going to back away. In fact, Armao's found an engage on Damonte. That looks like a solo kill, and it will be almost Tactical. Did indeed get the assist, but Armao being caught very temporarily as CoreJJ is going to dive in. The Chain of Corruption's beautiful out of Tactical, almost locking them all up as Core takes out Smoothie, and Team Liquid do TP Jensen in to finish off this game.
Yeah, just ended right here. The Ziggs ultimate miss. Finn has an ultimate, but you've got triple range here. 2 cannons. This should be the end.
All right, going in onto Armao. Pops into stasis. Alphari trying to kite them back as Finn gets knocked in towards the team. Will get taken out. Armao still alive as CoreJJ's tanking up the tower. Broxah last-ditch effort. Tries to make it happen. Shot down there onto the Leona. Finds 2 actually as Viego will get the second. And Team Liquid, even with the open Nexus, will lose the 3rd in retreat.
Well, that's just adding a few unnecessary minutes to this game. That's a TP trying to catch Jensen out again. Will he die?
I'll get one,
I
think. Tactical with the blast gun doesn't quite clear the wall. Viego still chasing. Easily going to run Tactical down. That's a 4th now for CLG as Broxah is getting all the gold. And Jensen going to be the delayed ace. Picked up by CLG.
The base defense showing that they are not going to just concede and roll over. They're still interested in fighting, but TL already has everything they need to end this game. They just needed to hit that Nexus. Just needed to go for the actual turrets. It's something that a lot of teams have struggled with this split. Pastry, surprising amount of games where teams are trying to end and don't actually hit the Nexus.
Well, a refreshing Bud Light ace for CLG, but unfortunately for them,
how meta.
Perhaps not enough to stop Team Liquid's next push. So they'll lose the Baron. They can grab the soul in 25 seconds as they will be up for it. Jensen did use the TP, but he's going to be up with enough time to run on down there. And again, the inventories are stocked. Team Liquid are ready to put the finishing touches of this game that they are still 10,000 gold ahead in, if I may remind you.
And they will have an Ocean Soul as well. So they don't need Baron to end this one. They could just march it down the mid lane. You've got a lot of poke that they're not going to be able to easily shrug off on CLG's side, especially after burning all those flashes too. They'll have to immediately try to engage against Team Liquid. And without the Ziggs ultimate, that's going to be a wave clear tool. So Team Liquid can take this opportunity, try to just go straight down the lanes and end it.
Yeah, no vision there for that one. So Ocean Soul going to go over. I mean, you have to throw it as Ziggs, right? You might steal it. Have to see what's up, but you're straight up guessing.
Yeah, right.
At that point.
You're coin flipping that.
It's like worse than a coin flip somehow.
It actually is.
A lot worse. Like a loaded die.
And not for you. Not loaded for you.
Definitely odds all stacked in Team Liquid's favor, as they do have supers in the mid lane. Top wave is like very far away, but I think Team Liquid is going to use the front door approach to finish off this game. The Nexus is open, by the way. Yeah. It is a straight shot from the mid lane straight to the enemy Nexus. So CLG have only their bodies to put in the way of the incoming Team Liquid squad.
gotta get WildTurtle. They gotta poke him out. He's so annoying just holding down the lanes with his bombs. But
in we go, CoreJJ again starting it off. There's one kill now. Armao on the backside finds a couple with the Moonfall. And now Team Liquid again just going to hit him with the wallet. There's the third kill. That's going to be the fourth. And one more ace to finish off the game as Team Liquid will get their revenge. Damonte into stasis, gives him the thumbs up and almost get toasted. But Team Liquid, Alphari is going to finish off the game. There's the arrow out of Tactical to grab that ace as Team Liquid looking good to start off the weekend.
There we go. Team Liquid executing in the last fight exactly what they needed to do to take us to the last game of the day. Team Liquid, though, beating up on lower teams, something that we expect from them. Very clean out of them. What I was most impressed by was how proactive they were around Alphari. Bringing the action to his lane, knowing that he'll be able to deliver with it is something that they hadn't done since his half-and-half return back to the LCS. But here they give him counterpick, they give him so much attention from the priority they got in the mid lane, and they just never let go from that moment on.
Yeah, looking real good there on the Team Liquid side. You know, it's nice you said that, you know, they're still adjusting to not only having Alphari back in, but Armao obviously stepping in very recently for Centauran. You know, so Jensen's like, you know what, I got it. I'll get in there. I'm ready for you, you know. Jungler's still learning how to play the lane with you. I'll be up there myself. We'll all learn together.
And that's something that I think is an underrated skill, is just knowing that you don't have to carry, that there's somebody else that can deliver on the game, so you can just send resources to somebody else. And even though your champion can hard carry games, if somebody can do it better, if somebody is better suited to do it, just give them the resources, and boy, does it really work out. This is why Alphari has the best laning stats also, by the way. He gets a lot by himself, but the team plays really well with him too.
Yeah, Alphari setting up that first dive really started to snowball that rolled down the mountain there for Team Liquid. A very clean-looking game, which, as you said, is expected, but is something we certainly want to see for them. With that, though, we are stepping away, but when we return, we've got Jensen joining the desk and a cheeky sneak peek of tomorrow's Mastermind.